Just taking a little look around my yard and garden. And I just wanted to share a couple of things with you. It's a summer day. Got some storm clouds gathering. Storm clouds, and there's a little bit of thunder. So hopefully I'll have enough time to do what I want to do out here. Okay. Here's my sad little garden. Very, very weedy. Don't look, don't look. No, we've been having so much rain that usually rain is good for a garden, but this much rain, it really did bad things. So this is one of the worst gardening seasons we've had. Anyway, the main thing that I wanted to come out here and talk about is with ASMR. A lot of people are even led to look into ASMR. They may not have heard about it before. And this was the case with me. I was having problems sleeping. So I did some research, and that was when I first heard about ASMR. And it seemed promising. It was really helping some people. So I thought it was something to look into. And I thought maybe I could help people by starting my own channel. And that's what inspired this channel. There are other things that definitely do help with sleep, and insomnia is just running rampant in this country. It's becoming just epidemic, and for whatever reasons, but people are having problems sleeping. So I wanted to talk about the fact that ASMR is one of the good things that can help some people. And there are herbs and supplements that are definitely said to help. And I did have some, I tried some that did help. Then it got a little bit worse and those things stopped helping me, but I'm hoping that I give them a try again in the future. Just off the top of my head, a few of the herbs that are said to help with sleep are skullcap, blue vervain, valerian, hops. These things just off the top of my head are said to help, and I do believe that they can help. They will not cure insomnia, but I do believe that they can help people sleep. Well, there was only one. There are also supplements that I've heard can be helpful. Magnesium is one that a lot of people swear by. It helps them sleep. L-theanine is another one. Different supplements are said to help, and they probably do have some merit. A lot of these herbs and supplements were recognized for helping people get to sleep, but the one sleeping problem is people who wake up early. They can't stay asleep. The only herb that I had ever heard of that worked for helping people stay asleep was passion flower. So I'm like, okay, so I hear this, so I want to do some research, and did some research, saw the pictures of passion flower, and said, isn't that strange? We have that growing right here on our property. So I wanted to show it to you and just talk about the fact that it is said by some to help people stay asleep. But you may want to talk to your naturopath or even your functional medicine physician or integrative medicine physician or your herbalist to get more information on this and see if it might help you. I just wanted to show you what these flowers look like growing in the wild. And they're really quite beautiful. They're so different looking. Let's see, it's so bright out here, it's really hard for me to see exactly what I'm filming, but I do believe I've got it. There's the flower. There's the flower. We've got what we call pokeweed growing right along with it, so that's kind of in the way there. Show a better bloom. There's a good one. Alrighty, there's a good shot right there. So that is passion flower. That is the blossom. To identify it, that blossom is pretty identifiable. There's really nothing else that looks a whole lot like that. But if it's not blooming yet, you can recognize the plant by the shape of the leaves. It's like a turkey foot. It's like a 3-pronged leaf. and they grow on vines. It's a very viney plant. I don't know if you can really see this, but this just winds and meanders all over this weedy part of my garden. And there's even a nice scent to these flowers that I actually never noticed before. But there's buds. You can see the buds, they have not opened yet. You see the purple, very distinctive blossom, the turkey-footed leaves, and here we have fruit. This is passion fruit, and I've heard it described. I've never tried it, and I don't know, I don't think the fruit is supposed to help with sleep, but I've heard the fruit described as like syrupy and kind of weird if you've never had it before. But I think I'm going to try one sometime soon because it sounds interesting. That's what the passion fruit looks like. Remember the three-pronged, these are bug-eaten, but here's a little one, the distinctive three-pronged leaf, like a turkey foot. And those distinctive flowers. Yeah, those can't really be mistaken for anything else. The way that herbalists say to use this is the plant is taken, the medicinal parts of the plant are the flower, the leaves, and the stem. And they are dried and crushed and used as a tea. And said that a cup before bed would help people stay asleep longer, which is an awesome boon to people with insomnia if it does work. So something to think about. I am not advising anybody, but yeah, talk to your herbalist about that, or somebody knowledgeable at a health food store in your area. Yeah, a lot of blooms out here. When I looked this morning, about 11 o'clock this morning, there weren't many at all. There weren't many in bloom. I could see the little buds opening, but ooh, bumblebee. But yeah, and so when I just came out to check a little while ago and I saw that they were blooming, I was like, okay, good time to do a video. So yeah, they're it's so hard to see what I'm filming in the sun here, but yeah, lots of blooms now. Ooh, it's a warm day today. It's cooler than it has been. We were in the hundreds. And it's about 95 right now, but yeah, very humid, very uncomfortable out. There's the pokeweed growing along with the passion flower. And that would have been a good shot with the bumblebee on the flower. Let's see. Can we see him? Alright, so that's the passion flower. Here in our yard we've got mulberry trees all the way over there. We've got blueberry trees here, and they are not fruiting anymore. They're about done for the season, but we got so many blueberries. This is the first year that it was a really good yield, and we had more than we could eat and some to spare. We were giving them away, and delicious, so sweet. And just walking a little bit. My husband's cactus patch. I am not a fan of cacti. I can't stand the spines. You go barefoot and you pick up the spines and you never get rid of them. I wasn't thrilled to have this in our yard, but he likes them, and they kind of take over. They spread out. This is about 4 times bigger than it was when he planted it, and every time if he hits a part of one of the pads with the lawnmower or just anything, wherever it drops, it it roots out there. So it spreads like crazy. So I hope that he will keep this contained. I really do. The thing of it is that we have wild prickly pears growing all over here. Not as much this year because it's been so wet, and they do like it drier. But we still do have prickly pear, and there's nothing we can do about them. We can't. It's really hard to get rid of them. So they're not much different than these cactus. So I guess I can't complain about this patch. But these are actually quite pretty when they're flowering and fruiting. The flowers, we get bright yellow flowers and bright red fruit. So that's kind of neat. And people do eat these pads. I did try them once, and it was unpleasant. While the taste kind of resembles green beans, they were the slimiest green beans I'd ever tasted. The wind is picking up, so I hope that doesn't have a cutting sound across the mic. That was what I wanted to show you, mostly with the passion flowers, and just a little information that you might not have otherwise. There's a couple other things that I'm going to tack on to the end of this that I wanted to show you, to share with you. Cows across the road are being very vocal, and that usually means that they're on the move. So, yeah, I was losing my view of them, so I'm moving on out, and we will just maybe go here for now. All right, these are not my cows. I am not a cattle rancher, but they have been my closest neighbors for many years now. So I kind of just noticed their habits. Living side by side with them, we kind of notice things about them. So, yeah, when they're vocal like that, it usually means they're on the move. It's not called herd mentality for nothing, because it's interesting. There's like a leader, and I don't even think it's the same leader all the time, but there is a leader that will start bellowing, and that usually means, come on guys, let's go, and they all start moving. And they do move together as a herd. They will go between fields. They'll travel some distances, which is interesting. And then sometimes you'll see a baby left behind, and mama will sometimes wait for it, sometimes come back for it. Sometimes I've seen the baby out there in a field all by itself when everybody else has moved on, and I'm sensitive to that, so I will worry about it and check to make sure later that it's being taken care of. But it always finds its way back to mama, or mama finds its way back to baby, so it's all good. It all works out. Just showing them across the road there, and this is as close as this camera will zoom in, unfortunately. But so, and I'm feeling a wind kicking up, so I'm hoping that there's not going to be a lot of wind sound across the microphone. We have these cows over here too, and there's only 2 of them over in this field. These 2 right here have been separated from the others because this is a female who is too young to mate. It could hurt her if that happens, so she's too small. So she's been separated, so that doesn't happen accidentally. She was brought from another ranch. The other one over there was being weaned from mama's milk, and it was easier to do if they just separated them. She's doing well. She used to bellow for mama, and boy, that's hard to hear, but she doesn't anymore. And it's really interesting how social these creatures are. You wouldn't really think so, because they seem to ignore each other, but they like to be in close proximity. Right now, this one is moving over towards the other one, and it's just kind of interesting because anytime I'm walking or I'll see them in the fields, they're very close to each other. And it happened the same with a different pair of cows that used to be in this particular field. Always you would see them together, not together within feet of each other, but within view for sure. they're social, and no relation between these two females, which is interesting that they still always want to be together. That's kind of neat. Love these four-legged neighbors. Just following her across as she moves to be near the other one. Out of the way, pear tree. And there's the other one. They're right there near each other, and that's generally how you see them. Back across the road, and they're still about where we left them before. So, cows. I was walking my dog one morning in the spring. I noticed a mama about to give birth, and so I wanted to see it happen. I'd never seen that before, so I ran my dog back home and went back out there, and that it couldn't have been more than a minute and a half, and that baby calf had been born already. And Mama was licking it and cleaning it up, and it was standing already. It was just one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And just to see what good mamas these cows are. And it's funny because lately there's one bull in this whole herd, and it's white. So we would see a black mama cow, completely black, with a completely white baby, and that just looked funny because they didn't look the slightest bit related. But so cute, and the baby sticking so close to mama and nursing all the time. And it's such a symbiotic relationship, just like it is with humans. But we'll hear baby bellowing when it's hungry and it can't find mama right away. And then mama is answering back and bellowing too. Here I am, because she needs that baby as much as the baby needs her to get rid of the pressure of that milk. So it's really beautiful, just like it is with people. We can't really see them too well anymore, so I'm gonna close this out. But these are my closest neighbors, and I enjoy watching the cows and learning a little bit about them, and I thought that you might too.